So it's been a few days since I last recorded. I've gotten a lot of work done since then. I'm actually working on the interior right now. But you guys saw that we took the fenders off. I was gonna take the front grille off and the radiator off. I had already drained it, and then Chase called me and said he needed help with the shop, so I ran up there. Didn't get to it yet, but just to get this out of the cab, we put the hood stack on. Still have to drop the regular exhaust. And as you can see, there's a nice hole right there. I took the AC and heater out because race trucks don't need that. So now we have a giant hole in the firewall. So what I'm gonna do is take some measurements, take those measurements to the shop, cut a piece of aluminum that fits that, and we can do a block off plate for the AC and heat delete. I'll probably have that powder coated once I make sure it fits good, and I won't have to make any modifications. I'll paint that. I'll get that powder coated the same color. We're gonna get everything else powder coated. So it should look pretty good. We'll put some water resistant weather stripping or whatever around it so no water gets in the cab. But it looks a lot better without that heat and AC hanging down right there. I got the dash out. I took the radiator. I took that the AC switch panel out, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna take this down to the shop with me, make some measurements where the bolt holes are, bend it on the brake, and make a switch panel that goes in place of this heat and AC panel. So we'll be able to do a push to start. We'll be able to add switches. I probably will be able to do a push to start in the middle and possibly 4 other switches. Maybe 2 on each side. I won't know until I measure everything and see what all can fit on that switch panel. So that'll be cool. We have a push to start right there. It'll go, right here above the warning lights or whatever on this panel right there. So fit in right there, which I think will look pretty good once it's all done and finished. I've actually been working on a switch panel for Caleb's truck, the 1951 Mater. I've been working on that a lot. I've almost got all the wiring done for it. It's honestly came out pretty sick. I custom made a whole bunch of pieces for it. And yeah, but right now I'm cleaning this thing out once again because before I started cleaning up, that whole floorboard was full of parts and tools and everything. This whole floorboard was full of parts and tools. But I want to show you guys a little trick of the trade in the detailing world. If you have carpets and you want to get all of the sand out of it, here's a little tip. I've been doing this for a while now and it works absolutely phenomenal, or phenomenally. So let's go. What you're gonna need is obviously your shop vac, and either I've seen videos of people doing it with like the massagers. I just use a sander. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna turn the sander on. You wanna do this at the same time. I just can't because I have the camera in one hand and I need 2 hands. So basically you just take the sander, turn it on. You see all that sand popping up. So as that sand pops up, you just follow it with the vacuum and suck all the sand up. But look at how much sand's gonna come up out of this one spot right here. It's absolutely crazy how much sand this thing vibrates up out of the carpet. And that's all there is to it. You got a clean carpet, free of sand. You can do this for like 15 minutes and you'll still get sand out of your carpet, but you'll have less sand in your carpet. And your sander does pick a lot of sand up. This is the bag from the sander. Yeah, that's a lot of sand. But yeah, there's a little trick if you're wanting to get all the sand out of your carpet. So I'm no longer going to be surprised at the hackery that has been done to this truck. So on this transcooler, I'm getting ready to take the front out. This transcooler, they have a wire that they tied around and cut as a hose clamp. Couldn't just use a regular hose clamp, just use wire. Man. So if you guys can tell, I am making the switch panel for the dash bezel. Since we removed the AC, there's no sense in having this in there, so I am making a switch panel. So I've already cut this on the shear. I've already punched it where the bolt holes are gonna be, or the screw holes. And now all that's left is to bend this thing 4 different times. So on each side, I got 2 bends. I have to bend it down and then bend it the other way on both sides. And that's what these 2 marks are right there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go ahead and bend it on the brake. Boom, there it is. Now I want to show you guys something that I just got recently that's honestly a lot better than what I've been using over the many years that I've been working on vehicles, and it is the TOPDON Artidiag500 S. But before we get into it, a little disclaimer, I'm not getting paid to say stuff about this code reader right here. It is strictly a review. They did send this out to me for free. But like I said, a little disclaimer, I'm not getting paid. This is an honest review. I'm gonna say the good and the bad about this code reader. Now to get started with this Artidiag500 S by TOPDON, it is honestly one of the best code readers that I've used, because I have used the cheap ones like this, that's junk. I've used the more expensive ones like that. This one honestly is junk as well. It works for just reading codes and deleting codes, but other than that, it's kind of useless. But this touchscreen right here, touchscreen code readers are one of the best investments you can make for either being a car guy or a truck guy. And I love this thing. I've used it on many vehicles over at the shop. I've used it on my car right there, and it is absolutely fantastic. I love this thing, and I'm glad that TOPDON sent it out to me because it is a good unit. I love it. So if you guys want to know more about this TOPDON Artidiag500 S, you know, you can do engine codes, transmission codes, ABS, airbags. You can also reset your oil, your BMS reset, ABS bleeding, ETS reset. It can do a ton of different stuff. One thing I like about it is, say your friend has one of those little code readers and he's like, man, I got this code on my code reader, I don't know what it is. Instead of him looking it up on the internet and he's just telling you, you can actually go into this thing and type in the code and it will tell you everything about that code, what the possible symptoms are that are throwing that code. It's just absolutely amazing. That's one of my favorite features on this thing. Downsides about this device right here, I don't know what it is, maybe I need an update or something, but I plugged it into 2 second gens and it doesn't want to read anything off the second gen. Any other vehicle works fine. Second gens, I don't know what it is, but this code reader does not want to read a second gen for some reason. I don't know. But other than that, I haven't really found anything really bad about this device right here. Chase has one almost exactly like this, just a different brand, and literally the interface is completely the same. It works completely the same. It does the auto VIN, so as soon as you plug this in, it auto VIN checks it and brings up your make, model, year, and everything already there. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to input anything, you just really plug it in and it does it all itself. But anyway guys, if you want to check out this TOPDON Artidiag500 S, it's definitely a good investment, and I'm thankful to have this in my arsenal to fixing trucks and stuff like that. So it's going to be definitely a good help, not on the second gen, but on every other vehicle that we work on at the shop. It's definitely a good investment. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check out more and possibly buy this for yourself. I give it an honest review of 8 out of 10, only because you guys know I love my second gens and it doesn't work on second gen. Maybe I'll update it. Has free updates also, so you don't have to pay to do anything with this. Lifetime free updates. So maybe I'll update it and see if it works on the second gen, and I'll let you guys know in another video. But there it is, the TOPDON Artidiag500 S. There's my review. So now that we have the front clip all the way off of the truck, you guys saw that yesterday I made this switch panel, and as soon as I got done with the video, I went and showed Chase. I was like, dude, look at this badass switch panel I just made for the AC delete. I bent it backwards, so I was supposed to bend it the opposite ways. It still works, you know, it still fits in here. I'm probably gonna have to make this a recessed switch panel like that, just like that. Holes all line up and everything. So I'm probably gonna have to make this a recessed switch panel. I'm gonna see what it looks like. If it looks bad being inset like that, I might just make a new one. It's nothing to make a new one, but I was just kind of mad that 3 different times I made custom stuff out of aluminum, I had bent it the wrong way. So now I need to remember, when I mark it on the front, move those marks to the back and bend it that way, the way that I think I'm gonna bend it. Just flip it over and it should be right, because this was a badass, like, man, I bent that on the brake. I notched it the way that the actual switch was, punched those holes. I do have to put tinier holes because there's tinier holes right there that it kind of hooks into. But, and I'm kind of mad. But yeah, that would have had, boom, right in the middle, the push to start, and then a couple switches on each side. That would have came in clutch. But I'm gonna try it recessed and see what it looks like with the bezel on. And then if I need to make a new one, I'll go ahead and make a new one. But man, look at this. my freaking camera's dead. So I got it plugged in as I'm recording. That's funny, I'm walking around with a cord hanging down and a camera. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I started to take these injectors out, but I don't have it's a 14 by 1.5 nut to fit on the top of these injectors. I got this one out, but I may have stripped the head of this. I didn't have the right bolt. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. No, it was not fine. It kind of stripped it, but I cut down a socket to fit over these injectors for a 12 valve injector. I'll show you guys this in the next video. You put a bolt on there, tighten it down, and it pulls out the injector. You can't do it just like with a 24 valve where you put the valve cover bolt on the top and just pop it out. You gotta have a special tool to do it, but you know, I just cut down a socket, get a bolt. I'm probably gonna go to the hardware store. It is gonna rain today, but I'll go to the hardware store, get a 14mm by 1.5, and we'll pop out those injectors. I got some Marvel mystery oil to get down into those cylinders. I've already done it on the first one. And then we're gonna take apart this front timing cover, do the KDP killer dowel pin, and then my new starter is coming today after like a week, over a week. The guy didn't tell me that it was gonna take over a week to get here. If he told me that it was gonna take longer than a week to get here, I would have just went down to Geneva and got a starter at Advanced there. But you know, he didn't. He was like, it's gonna be there Tuesday. I went on a Saturday. I was like, okay, Tuesday, no, a couple days. Now, it was the next Tuesday after that. So the starter's finally coming in today. And then, yeah, we'll pop those injectors out, clean them, and then drop some Marvel Mystery Oil down into the cylinders. And then also what I'm gonna do, have a compression tester in the trunk. So we're gonna test all the compression of the cylinders and make sure they're all right, or not all right, but they're all within, I think it's 10% of each other. So we'll see what happens. But we're coming along nicely on this first gen. I just love the way that it looks without the front fenders and the front clip and everything. It just looks so much more badass without the front end, and with it not being green. But still have to make that delete panel right there. I just don't want to use a lot of Chase & Colton's aluminum. I'm trying to use a bunch of scraps. Every time I make something out of aluminum, I'm using scraps. So that way I'm not using their good aluminum that they're going to be using for boats or whatever. But all in all, we are making some good progress on this 12 valve. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff, whether it be the engine, the inside, sanding down the bed. We're just making progress that needs to be done on this 12 valve. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Dippin' Diesel out.